Those are his butt cheeks are in the way.
Sorry.
Hi,
We're live
bitches.
again. We have to wait for people to join.
Welcome back.
I didn't even realize you went live. I heard you talking shit and I was like, fuck her.
Desiree's getting up and walking away and her butt's like half in the screen and stuff. And I'm just like gone getting her fucking food.
Shut the door. He walked away and then my back hurt.
Oh, I see the chunks in there.
Look, we just had a little...
looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's
delicious.
Thank you guys.
We had a little hiccup, but we grabbed
Sorry.
some chocolate. It makes everything better. Hello again. All right. What'd you put in your Rice Krispie treats while we wait for everyone to come back so we can keep talking about it?
Brown butter.
What is brown butter?
You melt it till it's brown.
Oh, okay.
But not over because then you burn it.
Okay.
It just gives it a real like nutty, rich flavor.
Gotcha.
She likes it.
And then sweetened condensed milk.
That's right.
Vanilla, marshmallows, and then at the end you put more marshmallows so they don't completely melt, and then you get those chunks in there.
Wow.
Does look good.
You remember who else was commenting and I can tag them?
You got Regina there, Melanie,
Katrina.
Yeah. Katrina.
Rebecca.
Not Rebecca.
All right.
We had a good momentum going too. I screwed up.
That's all right.
Well, I was saying this author seems like she was high as fuck when she wrote this book.
This isn't her first book.
I hope to God the other ones aren't like this.
I'm going to pull it up since we're still waiting for everyone to just kind of pop
They
back
made it
on.
into a movie.
Well, if she was in cahoots with the damn director, they were both on the same shit, probably coming out of the same rehab, I can see why they did.
Shit, I would just, maybe you just go to like rehab and pick up some fucking stories and then like write a book and become a successful authoress about it.
Yeah.
My favorite word, y'all hate it.
I can't say it.
I'm gonna become an authoress just so I can say that I fucking am one.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Y'all gonna hate on me.
You won't be in my book club.
What were you showing?
Chapter
You'll
7.
just be inviting me.
Wendy grew up.
So that was it. Well, share it again because you were you're bringing that up off when we were.
Okay, so I was just saying that the book and then the movie are based off of, in the original Peter Pan, they added this last chapter after the fact. And so the book is based off of that last chapter that's called When Wendy Grew Up. So I think I can share it.
How much later was it added? I'm just curious.
That is interesting, right?
1911. So
it was 1903.
Oh, well, 1904 it was written. It was not published in print till 1924.
Shut your mouth for her thing. What is she called?
Well, this has to do with that anyway. So
that's fine. Then people get a little information that they have to remember.
I can't even remember what it's called.
All right.
Questions. What is it called?
That's fine. Don't give people hints.
She's written quite a bit, but her most popular, I guess, the only ones that she really mentions, a book called Sexy Hieroglyphics.
I'm telling you, this chick is on something.
3,375 do-it-yourself haikus.
I'm fucking done. I'm done. And this is like low-key smut. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna turn into some low-key smut shit.
Low-key.
I guarantee you.
Notes.
Huh?
Let's see if it's low-key.
I don't remember that in any of the notes.
That's the vibe I'm
getting. Your mom
just watch.
Didn't hate the book, right?
No, she said it was weird as fuck.
Weird as fuck is what we keep hearing about it.
I like weird.
Okay. So speaking of weird as fuck, all right. Her last book oh my God, is from 1998, before this one. And it's called My Sister from the Black Lagoon, a novel of my life.
I'm fucking done.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, we
Well,
both
if
like
you want to
lagoons,
know,
but I'm sure
here
for
it
different
goes.
reasons.
We do want to know.
All right, here.
Well, while we're on the topic of lagoons,
No. Nice try.
Good segue. Very good. Very good.
That was such a good segue, but it just she don't fall for it.
listen, A for
Okay.
fucking effort, Anna.
She
me-
even
Alright.
asked me on her birthday. She goes, as a birthday wish. I
Birthday
said,
wish.
absolutely not.
She said no.
I sent her donuts instead. I was like, happy birthday, bitch.
We're back. Hi, Vanessa. You missed a whole hiccup. It was funny as fuck, so you'll just have to go back.
I
Forgot your
put the buttons
vodka at
far
the
away
other
from
house.
me.
Damn, bitch, how many houses you got? All right, we got to get her here to explain. Nice try, does right?
It wasn't very.
Okay.
It was clever.
So her last book, My Sister from the Black Lagoon, quote, I was born into a mentally ill family. My sister was the official crazy one, but really we were all nuts. So
Well,
Is this like
So
a
begin.
like a same
Right.
thing, different story?
It's a memoir.
So begins My Sister from the Black Lagoon, Laurie Fox's novel of growing up absurd. Lorna Person's tale is wrested from the shadows cast by her sister Lonnie, whose rages command the full attention of her mother, a Rita Hayworth lookalike, and her father, a television network accountant full of Jackie Gleason bluster. Their San Fernando Valley household is off-key and out of kilter, a place where Lonnie sees evil in the morning toast and runs into the Burbank Hills to join the animals that seem more like her kin. Imprisoned inside a cuckoo's nest of a family, Lorna faces the world armed with nothing but an unshakable faith in art and perhaps the healing power of show tunes.
Look,
So,
I'm gonna
sorry.
plead.
Exactly.
I'm not a good read aloud. I know
Okay,
that.
I'm gonna popcorn read, not on you. Listen, I'm gonna plead my case right here. This is gonna win my argument if anybody is not with me on that she's a fucking nutbird. The fact that
Wendy
Wendy meets
Wendy Bird.
Freeman and they get into an argument whether or not she can actually hear the world turning on its axis because it takes a lot of training, I'm fucking done. And if I met anybody that told me that shit and told me to listen real hard and then got mad at me because I said I could hear it, I'd be fucking out of there. But yet this brings them together. So what in the hell?
Thank you for playing along.
And then she's like, thank you for my gift. You're both fucking, they're probably in a mental institution.
We could find that out at the end.
And they're not at the ocean. They're like in a pond outside,
A
like
lagoon?
a little puddle because it rained or some shit. And they're fucking nuts. That's how I feel. She's not she's not in her flannel pajamas. She's in a fucking hospital gown because she's in the crazy house.
First of all, your face the whole time Cass was reading this, I'm dying.
Oh my
I'm not. No, I really wish I could read aloud better, but like all of a sudden I start to stutter and I don't even know how to read words. And Anna's like,
It wasn't you. It was the description of that book,
Oh,
which
okay.
ended with the
Okay.
healing power of Broadway musicals or something.
Oh,
Show tunes.
I'm
The
done.
healing power of show tunes.
Hey, people love their show tunes.
Your fingers.
Oh my God, Anna, your dog, the ring is going off and her dog keeps barking or who knows.
Who's what?
Somebody's ring is going off and dogs are
my.
barking.
I don't think it was mine. Oh, maybe it was mine.
It is possibly all right. See, her ring goes off all day. Ah. All right, and they're in the ocean, and him and his chucks, like, what the fuck? He's whack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
And was a mob coming on to him too at the beginning?
It sounded like it.
Yeah.
Zero boundaries.
Psychopath.
Zero.
Well, and then remember she was wearing her like I Dream of Jeannie midriff shirt while they were at the concert and shit. What'd she say? Oh, hold on. I gotta see what she said. I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
So singing show tunes, wasn't she? Wasn't she
Right.
making all those
the way they left, I was dying. Cheerio, boys. This town's not big enough for the 10 of us. Get the hell out, bitch. I'd have been like, who invited you anyway? What the fuck?
Freeman invited her because he's trying to get in with her kid.
Okay, but then the psycho freaking third wheel club left together. Like, bye. No one's gonna miss
But
you.
she hid she hid, right? In the bathroom for a little bit?
She did, yeah, she was sick of it all, went off and
Reading some of this shit makes you feel like you're high. I'm telling you right now. You're like, wait, what? Go back. Do it again.
so there's a lot going on, but I don't hate it. I'm definitely intrigued. I'm really interested in finding out what happens.
It's a very interesting. I like the concept.
Right. I'd hide from Maggie too.
I want to know
If
where
we
Jane is.
decided we're not
What?
going to go forward, I would be
What?
okay.
What's
Wait,
your-
what did you say, Team?
She's
What I
in
missed?
Neverland somewhere.
I want to know where Jane is. Jane,
Yes.
the Margaret's mom and Wendy's
Yes.
daughter. I want to know where she is. I got to know.
I would just imagine that she didn't come back.
Yeah, no, I think but they talk about her enough.
Well, and it's funny how he was dodging the question. Oh, you
the
mean
lost-
John?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Joe? Oh, you mean
That's
this one?
right.
But yeah.
But she had to have had
Yeah,
Margaret.
I mean, to have had her
She
kid
did.
and have a life.
So she could have had him and then left.
Right. It made no sense after I said it, and then I was like trying to piece it, and I'm like, but I meant like she went back and then didn't come back.
Yeah.
Oh. Like didn't come back from Neverland, you're saying?
Like, right. Like
She's still
you know
there?
how he says
With the
that he's gonna
pirates?
come back and get her? Like,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
he did come back to get Jane at some point, and then she never came back home. Nobody
I
knows.
see what you mean.
Maybe Jane had the baby in Neverland and Peter brought it to wherever.
And
the fuck.
abandoned
It's
it
Hook's
like
baby?
he was
Didn't they talk
abandoned.
about her dad for like a hot minute?
Would it be Hook's baby and that's why he's screwing around with her head? Peter?
That's what it is.
Oh.
Do we need to write all these theories down? House on Haunted Hill?
Fuck no.
We gotta tell. So, team, we read House on Haunted Hill like our first year and
20.
we kept going on these crazy idea pathways.
Write the whole book from our theories.
Yeah, and it was nowhere
so
near.
calm and simple.
Nowhere near.
And we're making it like, oh, must be this, and
mess with
Y'all
our
are writing
heads.
like whole fan fictions, like going off on.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
So when we were saying that, that's what we were referring to.
Right, Rebecca in the theory board, she was like, I need to have like the fucking red yarn trying to like attach all of this fucking bullshit together. Oh my god, that was
Cigarette, and I'm like, and this guy.
yes. It was so fucking funny. It was so damn funny. Yeah, where is she to make new theories? Oh my god. I just posted one for this week while we were waiting for the live to come back. Bitch, I'm like, then. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Hey, yeah, Dominique, you can pull up the quotes and topic thingies, right?
All right.
I would rather, Vanessa. I would rather. Because Ostrich Land, at least I was excited to go see WoW.
Hey, we have some fan favorites. We created some
you know what
fans
books
for
you're
Ostrich
talking about?
Land.
No,
Huh.
no, I've never heard of it.
Ostrich Land, let me give you a little brief. It's set in Solvang, basically, right?
Yeah.
There.
And he actually lives in like this large golden egg of a house. And he was part of an 80s band called WoW. And this is like kind of what he did
Was
after
it Wow
the
or
fact.
Wham?
Wham.
Whap?
No, WoW.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
WoW.
It was
I was like,
Wow.
Wham is a real band.
I'm number
Yeah.
one fan.
It is.
Oh, that's
Wow.
right.
A
Yeah.
good one.
But the way you end up reading it, you know, I'm like, is fucking WoW a real band? And I went and looked up to see if I could find tickets for it. It is not.
Oh no.
It is not.
The funniest part of the entire book to me is just the author's description of himself. That's
Yes. That's what made me pick the book. That's what made me pick it, honestly, was his description. I was like, he sounds like a funny guy.
Yeah, he said all these things about himself,
it.
It
and
was a
then at
fun
the
read.
end he says none of them are true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or none of them, which
I'll read it. I'll read
Yeah.
it. Not like Anna, but I will read it. It says Daniel 9 was born in Pasadena, California. He has lived his whole life in Southern California with his wife Mary and son Sean. Daniel is a family man and has an excellent credit rating. A doctor in marine biology, nuclear physicist, steamboat captain, horticulture expert, presidential historian, and jazz flutist. Daniel has been none of these. It's literally the funniest part of the book.
I was like, oh, a flautist. Look at him.
Right?
Fucking lie.
Hey, you guys want to see my Lost Girl? Turn it off.
Yes.
Presley did makeup,
Oh.
and
Oh,
she put
I
blue
love it.
across. And Sean goes, she looks like one of those Lost Boys. And I was dying. I was like, how fitting.
Oh.
did you put on the lipstick?
Oh, she has the lipstick that you gave me. I gave it to her, but that's not it.
I put some on. I put it on. See?
All right, go.
Nice.
She's got on her Kelly
put it
Bundy
on
shirt, I
over.
call it.
Her
The
what?
book is awesome.
Kelly Bundy
Vanessa,
shirt.
I don't know whose ass you're kissing right now, but you lie.
He really likes that book. She read it not too long. Yeah, and like actually commented back that she really enjoyed it. She thought it was very fun.
It was funny. It was odd. It's an oddball. So that was a self-published book as well.
Oh, cool.
I like that book.
I'll go read it.
It's just
It
like
was
an
it was
odd-
a fun read. It was a really fun read. I
You'll
had
read
fun.
it in a day.
I'm
Yeah.
still really mad that WoW is not a thing I can go see.
very quirky type writing. But when I say self-published, you'll realize like, okay, yeah, he probably edited it himself as well.
Well, isn't he like a pastor at a church?
Something like that, yeah. Because we try to.
How
get
could
hold
you
of
trust
him.
anything he says? I don't know if I would believe him.
Right?
Hey, Rebecca, hold on. Hold on, Rebecca. Because this is about to be, 273 pages of what the fuck did I read? So get ready. Okay? Get ready. You're about to add 72 pages of what the fuck.
But I'm still mad that house is fake. Okay,
I'm
it
for
did
real.
prompt us, the three of us, to make our way down or up to Solvang to actually visit Ostrichland. And no, the egg was not there.
There's no
The
egg.
egg house was not there, but there were plenty of ostrich that you could feed, and it was certainly
They're big. They're big birds.
I had so much fun in Ostrich Land. The kids loved it.
this fucking bitch.
My sister is like, that's her worst nightmare. She's terrified of all birds, and like ostriches are like huge and they run. Oh my God, we can't even. They're at our zoo and she just like walks around it. She's like, I will not be looking at
They
that.
got the emus and shit. And
Oh yeah, the emus were scarier than I thought.
They're
they would be.
littler.
They are littler, but like
Yeah, but
some of
they're
the smaller
bitches.
things are scarier because they like
They're like chihuahuas
yeah.
of the fucking birdland, like where they got like little man syndrome. So they're like real.
Ostriches equal what? Sorry, I tried to pop it up again. Sorry.
Armored war chicken.
That's
Rebecca,
true.
write this down. Emus are the chihuahuas of birds.
Look at
Put
this.
it
Oh
on
my
there.
God, I love birds. See, I love bird watch.
I love
You know what
birds.
we do is we need to get her like a little ostrich, like a little stuffed ostrich, like we did when we went to.
Who won the ostrich?
Send it to her.
Ashley.
Ashley.
Ashley, that's
She has
right.
it on her bookshelf.
Kick your butt in a hot minute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they feel like Australia. Everything's trying to kill you. You got
Alright.
ostriches.
Back on
got
topic. I
kangaroos.
guess you can bring up some topics and quotes. And why don't you read her?
Can you not hear me talking?
No, she just didn't give
Can
a
you hear
fuck.
me talking?
I was just trying to move off that fucking.
I was
ostrich.
gonna bring up
You know
stuff.
what? Good night.
Teen,
And
do you
good
want?
night. We're done.
Do you want to read
No,
the quotes that you posted?
You know what?
Sure. Are you?
This is
Can
like
pop
fucking
them up, or do
Lagoon
you
all
want me to
over
do it on
again.
here?
No,
I'm
we're
done.
not gonna pop it up because it'll just cover us. But the first one, the we felt deeply.
Okay.
Oh my God. Wow.
It went silent so fast.
Well, because I asked
Sorry,
a favor,
sorry,
or she
she's
wanted to
waiting
read her
on
own.
No, it was Anna that muted herself and the whole thing was quiet.
I see.
All right, the two quotes I picked. The first one was from the prologue. If anybody didn't read it, please go back and read the prologue.
Right.
It's We fell deeply in love at too tender an age and learned of loss before the sun set on our teenage years. We discovered that what young men offer is fleeting and slippery, and quite possibly the most glamorous adventure of all. So I really liked that one because it's been there. Been there. Teenage boys, they're real pretty, but they sucked.
Absolutely.
The second quote I had is, I had formed the opinion that men are only boys in disguise, leaving their girls behind in a convenient cloud of dust. So I get that. Yep.
Wow.
I might have known a few high school boys like that.
Boys in disguise.
I think we've all known one or two. Mama, get your ass back over here. We got to talk, bitch.
Yes, you. Yes, you.
Yeah. I'm going to unmute you. Oh, I can't because you muted yourself. I can't unmute you. Stupid. Oh, my goodness. Those were good quotes, though. I like those.
Desiree's quote was look at dummy, mother would shriek, slapping the telly whenever daddy's face lit the screen. That's Doodly, I corrected her, your ex. And she throughout that she like comments with other like little names and stuff.
Nicknames.
And like, yeah, that kind of gets to me because like one, like they don't really say what it was. Like, was he really a bad guy, or is she just really throwing him under the bus and like just saying all this negative stuff to this kid? Like, that's not healthy.
Or did he leave her in the dust? You know, he had his airplane business, and
or was she just too cuckoo cuckoo for him? I don't know.
Maybe, but he was also and they do talk about the women have a history of like choosing the wrong kind of men. They choose boys who will never grow up, so that they have this like, you know, long lasting fantasy of Peter Pan to stay with them forever.
Now, because
then you grow up and you outgrow that.
Did I misread it? Because they were talking about how like in the beginning, like they would do all these flying adventures, like go on the whatever, and he was like, "We need to grow up. We have a kid now." Right?
I don't remember that.
No, he was very like adventurous and wanted to go off and do all these crazy things, and she wanted to settle down.
Oh, she was one that wanted to
keep it more, because you know they had their daughter and all these things, and he just was like wanting to live life to the extreme.
I was a little sleepy, like I was nodding off, trying to finish my reading today. So maybe I misread who was the one that wanted to slow down.
They just described that the men that they choose are just like, you know,
right,
real world versions of Peter Pan, and they try to bring back what he brought to them, but that just, you know,
no, people can change.
Like men who are boys.
Yeah, people can change, but you can't change people. They have to change themselves.
Yeah.
For a moment, the dad was in Neverland too. It was like a little confusing for like a minute there, right?
It feels like the dad believes the stories like wholeheartedly, and then it feels like the husband, like when he called her Wendy Bird, for that split second, she's like, "Wait a minute, who the fuck are you?"
Oh, fuck
you know.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if her dad was a lost boy, and maybe came back with Margaret.
Yeah,
because that makes sense, and he's
so
still
then
flying.
Less crazy as the rest, because somebody actually, other than her mom and her grandma, believe her story.
Because remember, Great Nana always talked well about Wendy's dad.
Yes, she did,
and he would feed in and talk with her about things and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if when she went there, she met him and he probably came back with her. And that's why he's so adventurous and living like if he's still a lost boy, and then he's flying and doing all that shit. I wouldn't be surprised.
That makes sense. Anna, you're like...
Okay,
but it just sucks because you would think that he would still want a connection with his daughter, but if he's in that mentality, then that piece of that parental is not there, you know?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Team?
So what about the boyfriend, husband, new husband, or whatever?
Mhm.
When he calls her Wendy Bird,
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, is this also for a lost boy? I was
Well,
like,
he did explain though that
Why? Like she
back
freaked
then
out.
it was birds and what was it?
Blokes.
Blokes. Birds and blokes, yeah.
But how would
Because
he know
he knew
that?
that. Well, because she said that she
No, he
was
was saying
originally
the
from London.
60s lingo. He was going off of.
Yeah.
Right, but what I was saying is if like who uses that kind of lingo? Like you would use like maybe a more current way
Some
of saying
quirky
something
people.
like
He's a
that.
quirky kind of dude.
But if like you guys are saying, what if he was at some point a lost boy as well, and maybe that's why that kind of phrase was in his head, and so he used it. I mean, you would never know if.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
he
she
the
is a
earth
Brit.
turned, so
from Neverland, like it's not just like the darlings; those are just the ones who are brought to care for the boys. But maybe there's like a whole slew of other fucking last name girls and family members that do the same, that have to go
They
through it.
mentioned that as she's sick, and he's like, "Get the fuck out!"
It's cool. We got your replacement. We're good.
brought this new broad in.
Yeah.
Let her.
Yeah, she's Amazonian. We're good. Like, why did they even mention that? That was weird, but
Amazonian from Minnesota.
Maybe that's why
right.
he never comes back, because they're always rotating.
Yeah, all the bitches are rotated out. As soon as you start to grow up, or once you've been, once you've been growed up by hook, or whatever, however you want to put that. How you want to put that? Like a forceful growing up. Maybe
Well,
like,
she was only there 3 months.
Once your innocence is gone,
they said that they needed her more than she needed them, and that once she got sick, they weren't clothing themselves, they weren't feeding themselves, they weren't doing it. So it's like they need this female motherly figure or whatever they represent there. And so that's why when she was sick, he was like, okay, well, you're really of no use to the boys right now, and they need somebody. So that's why they brought in someone else.
I agree, but also they did mention previously that these boys come from like broken families, broken homes, things like that, and
these are all kids that weren't wanted,
right? And so they need that in this place, obviously.
Well, because remember when she was talking about her uncle being an obstetrician,
right?
And he was freaking out about where all the babies loved and wanted, and like, what a dumbass! Like, you saw how he acted. Why don't you just say yes? But you're sitting there contemplating for 5 pages on how to answer the guy. I was like, oh, are we? Fuck. Like, again, with the around the bush, like, just yes. Well, statistically speaking, I was done. I was like,
and he got mad at statistics. It's like, how does he even know about statistics? This lost boy.
He probably didn't understand it. He was like, don't bullshit me. And that's all he was trying to say.
I guess. Yeah.
He was like, don't bullshit me. Just answer the fucking question. Yeah, the women are just a mother figure there. That's all they like represent, unless they're a fucking fairy or a mermaid or whatever. But
yeah, but their mother figure is a maid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maid.
Right. It was interesting that the uncle John. So I get is John. From the original story, there's
her little brother,
Wendy, Mike,
Peter,
John, and Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Okay,
John
so
Michael.
John would have been
the older one.
That one. All right.
What are they doing?
Well, it was Wendy, John, and then Michael was the youngest, I think. But I guess that's where that boy was. Wondering how old is Peter and the other lost boys, right? Kind of wondering.
I mean in my head, I'm putting them at like 11, maybe 12, but no older than that.
The movie, he looks like he's like 14, 15.
Well, I think that they kind of range in like their young ages, because I think there's going to be a point where like they do kind of grow up like a little bit more, and you can only like stop the progression up to a certain point. I mean, she did mention that when she was flying back home, her feet looked even bigger. So even in the like short amount of time, you can see that people change. I mean, people do change. You do grow. Like you can't just not grow.
Well, yeah.
But,
well, I wonder if time is different too. Like 3 months there is really not 3 months. Like, it's a different passage of time.
Right. And one of the boys is like huge. I mean, but I don't know if she meant like how old are they actually? Like how long have they been in Neverland?
Right. Because Peter doesn't But Peter's also not human. No, but he was. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, it's a magical place. I mean, they were all human at some point. I don't know how the fuck they all ended up there, though.
Yeah.
We'll find out later, maybe.
All right. Should I read Desiree's comment? That is the triggery comment?
Yeah.
Okay. It would be too easy to say that I was ravished. Rape is too strong a word, devalued, not strong enough. For I believe the shadow had its way with me. I know it had some sort of horrid meat hook for an arm. They say it even named itself after its appendage. That this shadow was human. My face as I'm reading. Those were the emojis.
The fact that you're doing the emojis. That's too much.
There's 2 emojis.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that whole section right there, I highlighted on my fucking iPad because I was like, wow.
Like I can understand somebody wording it that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was I the only one that thought of was it Scary Movie where the ghost comes in and she's up against the wall with the ghost?
That didn't come to
You know what I'm
mind,
talking about?
But I know what you're talking about.
Do you guys know
I
what I'm
thought you were
talking
gonna
about?
go with the strong hand thing, but that's
No, because it was the shadow,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and then she ends up like falling in love with like the ghost, and then he gets
Mhm.
all like freaked
Yeah, the
out
ghost
too, and
Like,
like tries to
like-
leave her. Yeah,
Don't be all clingy. Yeah.
This
was it
all
Tori
was-
Spelling's character?
What are we talking about?
No, it was Anna Faris. Anna
Oh,
Faris.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in one of the spoof
Yes.
The scary
Yeah.
movie.
movies?
Scream.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shit
And
took me.
then to that comment teen was talk about the 4 tenets of consent.
Sorry. Got a little graphic.
What? Oh,
Oh,
just
with
following.
Yeah.
No, it's a good 4-point. I didn't know if you wanted to give your 4-pointer, if you wanted me to read the 4-pointer, or if we could skip it.
we if you are interested in learning about safe sex practices, visit my comments. Okay.
Okay, there we
Right.
go. Here's the comments.
Communication, contraception, lubrication, enthusiastic participation.
It's very like
Yeah.
it rhymes very well. It's like a you can
Go
probably make a
fight
little
win.
Dr. Seuss book.
On like a T-shirt made.
Should make a little Dr.
I mean,
Seuss book.
Telling you, I've told people and I get the enthusiastic participation and some people go, what? And I'm like, yes.
Right?
Yes,
Are you gonna be enthusiastic every time?
participation.
Probably not. But
If not, I don't want it.
right. Okay. Where were the? Trying to find my other comments here.
Next would be your quotes if you want to share.
Hold on. Regina was so funny. She mentioned all like the funny words earlier that are in this book. So I don't know if everybody just automatically knows what all of these like words mean and stuff, but I had to look up quite a few first of all, because they're not just English words, but some of them are just like very fanciful, like goofy words that you don't normally hear. Anyway, so one of my favorites though was dingleberry this week. And I think because we all think of dingleberry in like a different way, but
Wait, is dangleberry not a dingleberry? Did you look that up? Is it not the same?
it's
Yeah,
not,
he said dingleberry.
Is it not but is a dangleberry not the same as a dingleberry?
he said you sound like a dingleberry.
I think dingleberry is like a
Foolish, stupid. Foolish.
airheaded.
Yeah. Means
Yeah.
foolish, stupid.
So it
Well, like
doesn't mean a piece of poo that's stuck to your tushy.
It is.
That's a dingleberry.
Well,
When I
like,
read it, that's what I was like, oh, they're calling them a piece of shit that's stuck to you.
I was at a restaurant the other day and a little 4-year-old yelled, "I want a dingleberry."
I'm done.
And Inara found out what a dingleberry was recently, and she kept like cracking up, "Mom, you're the little boy, you're the little boy." I'm like, just
You should have told her to yell back, what about a snozberry?
Hey, Des, what do you know about dingleberries?
I know that it irritated the fuck out of one of my teens. And so we went out of our way one Christmas to continuously say, I made up every Christmas song where we were saying Dingleberry in it. And she was just like,
Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
the word irritated her, or she had irritating dingleberries.
you know,
That's
like,
what I thought too.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I thought you
wow,
meant.
like why can't
No.
she like
Like
or
she had
him or
like they had a
who?
condition of dingleberries, and I'm like,
No.
That's what I heard too on.
shave it and
she
wash it.
hated
I
the
don't know.
word. It's like how some people use the word moist or, you know, the
Gotcha.
whole, you know, beehole. I don't like that one. But so she messes with me. But so I made up a whole song, like multiple songs, all of the Christmas songs, Dingleberry. And it works really well with Jingle Bells, by the way. So if anyone wants to.
Maybe we can record
Like
that
that.
this coming holiday season.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
keep
right.
that off my holiday checklist.
When all of you guys go do what is it called when you sing around at places?
Caroling.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
You guys can dingle all the way around the block.
Wow. Just gonna dingle while we sound like dangles. Got it.
Oh my god. Wow.
Was she enthusiastic about you sharing her story?
I don't think she was. I don't think she was.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so quotes for some of the box items are in there. That was super cute.
Oh yeah, we did.
Super
We did
cute.
come across some box items.
There were a lot of them.
Yeah, I was like, hey.
So we're done. We're done.
Bitch quit. All right,
Fox
so
explained.
yeah, right. Let's see. We've got our box item quote here. When she noticed me staring at the little ruby number on her pinky, she slipped it off and said, "It's yours, Buttercup. Where's your rings, bitches?"
Who's? Anybody have their rings? What ring did you get, Teen? Did you get a ring? Did you get a box right?
I
She
get
just
the
signed
next
up.
box.
Oh,
I get the next box.
Yeah, she just signed up. So
that's right.
not yet.
Okay.
You can't
Let's
see
do
it,
it.
but I have all of it right here.
It's true. It's all sitting behind her.
Has anybody worn the ring? They're sizable. Right? Where's my ring?
Okay, the next one was through squinting eyes, I caught Great Nana winking at my mother. Mummy was right. I hadn't a clue what Nana was getting at. Plus, I could smell the schnapps on her breath. Her signature lavender toilet water mingled with stale bath powder.
So we know the lavender was perfume, but this was a fun play on toilet water.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
she gets for calling it toilet water.
And there was a mention of a crocodile.
Right. Yes. You're absent-minded when it comes to history. You've forgotten everything crucial. For instance, crocodiles and all the key personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And then next is ignoring her. Great Nana directed me to pull up a chair and offered me some
It's a new
lemon
one.
drops.
Why'd you pull out the bazooka? Did not come up yet, Desiree.
It did.
Did it?
And then
Oh.
What did I miss?
beyond.
I might have nodded off during that part. I'm sorry.
The flowers smelled sweetly of pink bubble gum, the kind that comes with little wax paper comics. And each time my body banged against the leaves, I heard a boing. It was when she was talking about how she was afraid to land because apparently they don't know how to land.
Oh,
Take
okay.
off. You just crash. So, yeah. A few things this week. Cute.
So, side note, when I was reading the last 2 chapters, or
That's crazy.
today, I was reading half awake because I had no sleep last night. And I was reading where like I'm reading it and then I nodded off but my brain started making up stuff. And then I'd wake up and I'd have to like think like, and I had to reread because my brain just kept making a story on its own. Like weird stuff was going on.
So much of that happened. For those of us who have ADHD, there's a lot of fucking tangents your brain can go off with in this goddamn book. I literally had to put in like 8D ambient sounds and turn off like the like noise canceling So all I hear is back and forth, like just slight, like ambient sound behind my head. It was perfect. It helped me not
Okay.
like drift off because before I did that, I was like, oh my God, what would it be like if I went and landed in like a fucking bed of bubblegum?
I'm done. Wait, since we're still talking about poopery, Desiree, tell them about your story of how you used poopery at the chiropractor's office.
I sprayed it after the fact.
Yeah. So we get off of the unboxing live and we're talking about the stuff in the box.
I'm so sorry to all the office ladies if you guys are watching this right now.
So she's talking about this nasty smelling poopery that her chiropractor had and that it was so gross. And the way she was telling the story, I was like, wait a minute. Did you spray it as like air freshener after? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, bitch, you used it wrong.
I wouldn't know.
She's like, oh my God, I didn't know. I'm like, yeah, the whole purpose is that so you don't smell your shit at all. It was pretty funny.
Does everybody know how to use it? Did everybody read the?
Hell yeah, I used mine that night.
But does everybody know how?
No, please explain for the class.
Okay,
me?
so you
Anna
have to
knows
spray it in your toilet, 2 to 3 sprays, and just let it sit for a second, and then you go to the bathroom, and it creates. You'll see like a oily kind of film on the water. So as you're going and it drops down, that prevents the odors from rising.
So is my poop going into Neverland?
It's going somewhere.
Through the fog?
Yeah, it's going through the fog.
Oh my God.
I have a septic
Which
tank.
essentially you can do with like just essential oils and just put a couple drops in your toilet.
You could use Anna's old sleep spray from 2 summers ago.
Oh.
First of all, that sleep spray was bomb, and don't you dare waste it on your fucking shit.
Okay, first of all, my sleep spray
Unless
is
you want your whole asshole to go to sleep while you're shitting.
My sleep spray is still like 2/3 full, and we use it. We use it. I shake that bitch up, and I'm like,
that
go to
was
sleep,
good. I
go
sprayed
to
that on my
sleep.
kids' like
On
room
your
bed.
kids.
Like go
Yeah.
to
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I still love that stuff. It smells amazing. Amazing. But you're right, that could be used in the loo. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Do we have any other topics? There's a ton of like I saved a ton of quotes and stuff. You probably don't need to read them all, but everybody can see where they are.
Oh, Jessica didn't get that. What was that? Was that to the? What book was that? To Sleepy Spray? Was that the Confession? Not what was it?
What are you saying?
The spray. What book was that for?
Confessions of a Domestic Failure.
Yeah, that was a funny one. That was a funny book.
I loved that writer too. She was so fun.
Yeah, she was fun.
Boomy. I liked her.
The Scent book. No, the Scent book was Tasha's book.
Yeah, it was the Confessions of a Domestic Failure. Because remember, she was sleep deprived. So I made the sleep spray.
That's right.
No, the scent book, we have there were a lot of different scents in that one, but
That candle was my favorite.
that was
the scent book candle.
Yes,
one.
with the
sea
pink
salt
Himalayan
spray,
salt.
or the sea salt candle. Yeah.
The smell and the way it looked was very pretty.
Oh my God, I loved that book too. It was a goodie.
I didn't burn it for a long time just because I didn't want to ruin it, but it smelled so good I finally had to.
I don't burn any of my candles, but I find them burnt and then all used up in my kids' room. They like Inara takes them and she's like, "Oh, a candle," and then lights them. And
Oh no, I would not allow them.
Oh my God. I mean, my kid's only 4, but she's never allowed to play with fire because she's insane. And I'm like, you're gonna burn the house down.
Well,
like already.
This
I'm
one's
like,
12 that does that.
She's like, okay, so she's not 4, she's 12, but you know.
I'm not mad that she's playing with fire. I'm just mad that she's using my candles.
Oh my God.
Actually, she's been asking for this one lighter. She's like, "Mom, there's this Hello Kitty lighter with a pink flame. I really want to buy it." And I'm like, because then you would take it with you.
Absolutely not.
You would take it out with you and want to show people it, and then who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You end up taking it to camp and shit, and you get a fucking call. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. All right.
So-
Are there any more topics that we wanted to touch on before we finish up here on this book? Or are we good for this week, you
I
guys?
think we're good. I mean,
I didn't read
we're
any of mine, but I don't care. Y'all can go see them later. Oh, did I ask a question? Oh, you know what? I think I asked something that we probably already talked about.
they have pocket knives, Vanessa. They all of my kids have.
They all have
But she wants a
pockets.
pink flame.
Rebecca wrote something like 40 minutes ago.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. She was saying she added something and I didn't get to see what it was. I went to go do that and then we got kicked off.
No, we didn't get kicked off. I messed
Kicked
up.
us off.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to be nice.
I'll just say it
The
how
way
it is.
you inflected kicked off was real nice.
My phone bounced onto the button, technically. I was looking at things and it fell out of my hand and bounced.
Oh, okay. Here.
You found it?
She responds to my question, which was, why do the darling women of previous generations prepare their daughters to willingly go into heartbreaking adventure knowing that it leads to abuse at the hands of Hook? Instead, why not prepare them so that when that fucking crying boy comes, they choose not to go?
That's
not
what
to
I
be
was thinking.
tricked by the same behaviors that they obviously were tricked by. That I don't get it at all. They're being groomed not only by the boy, but by their own family members. And Teen says that she agrees they feel like they get prepared for the best, not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Wendy 2's memories of Hook are not very good, so perhaps the other women are also fuzzy on the memories. I agree. And then Rebecca says, Rebecca's wild theory. Perhaps the past generation women are still suffering from whatever brainwashing they got during their tour of duty, and they conveniently forget the bad stuff because sending their daughter might have some slim chance that they'll get to encounter Peter again themselves. Ooh, bitch, what if they don't remember like that specific part of it? And so that they will continue to send their next daughter, obviously. Like if they were to remember that part, maybe they wouldn't send their next daughter. But the grandmother did prepare and say, like, you're going to want to kill yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They know bad will happen. But then she was like, but the magic is worth it?
But maybe that was just about the part of falling in love and feeling the magic. And she didn't mean, like, you're going to want to kill yourself because if what happens there, it's going to be because you're missing it. Which is how it goes for Wendy too.
But maybe that
is what she goes
thing didn't happen to them. And remember, she did say
that's what I
rape
was
is
saying.
too strong of a word, but devalued, not strong enough. So maybe it was a situation where she just felt like this soul kind of penetrated into her in a way that made her feel very violated. You know what I mean? And it wasn't right. So
it's possible. However, then she says later that when she meets Freeman, she asks him that he indulge me in my pain, put up with my frequent crying jags. My phobia is about hugging, about fishing. My fear of being held at the waist was not uncommon, doctors assured me, but my fear of fish and meat hooks was as weird as they came. So she obviously has like some issue with being touched at the waist, which could still be associated with an abuse of some kind. Or she was grabbed and it almost happened, or, I mean, who knows?
And then remember, she grabs Freeman at the waist, knowing that it can be a personal, sensitive kind of area.
And she didn't know why she did it. She just felt the need to do it.
Yeah.
Because maybe her memories are fuzzy of like why that comes to her. Like maybe she is uncomfortable with that, but there also could be an opposite scenario where it made her feel really good, and so she's conflicted. Like,
well, with trauma, your brain goes into for some, like everybody has like their fight or flight, and with trauma, your brain will make you forget things in order to survive.
Right. Especially as a child.
Yeah.
Especially as a child.
So you'll have massive blocks of no memory because it's a survival mechanism.
Why is it that right now I look like I am Peter's head on his body?
Oh my God, you are lining up perfectly. You are. You gotta put like your arm out.
You gotta
like
turn a little bit though.
Because
I think it's facing that way.
Does it smell like bubblegum down there, Anna?
Yeah. Bazooka.
See, I agree with Rebecca. I do believe that this happened and that she was being groomed. Not fully understanding what was happening or being able to consent. Right, I agree. Either she was being groomed by him or it was just like a freak occurrence, but she was warned. Even the Lost Boys did tell her to stay away from him. So
Well, but don't they say that, like, you know, girls on the island spend their whole time just trying to not get abducted
Yeah.
while the boys get to roam free and play? Didn't you put that up?
yes.
Somebody put that up as a quote.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
the boys just get to be carefree and the girls are like, oh, let me do the housework. Don't get snatched. You know.
Right.
But-
Snatched. Right.
Now I'm curious.
The brain
'cause
tries to protect you. Exactly.
I
that.
think we're
And-
all in agreement with the grooming thing.
Yeah.
I was looking. The book was written in 2004. Was that it?
Wow, I didn't know it was that old.
Well, I'm looking. I didn't realize either. Copyright was 2004, and then we have a 2022, probably for the movie.
Right, they reprinted it. Yeah, because the other cover is different. It shows her kind of floating.
And I didn't realize.
lavender field.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was 2000. What did I say? 4.
Or
Now I wonder if the writer
Was
didn't
high.
even realize what she was right. Like that. That's what it was that they were doing. Do you think she even realized?
I think most writers know exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
She's from a crazy family, but it wasn't her. It was her sister. Unless she's.
Well, I believe Anna has formally diagnosed her as batshit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her sister may have gotten the brunt of it, but a little
Anna,
bit.
you
trickles
can
on
use
the
your
tree.
felt pen to write that out. Formal diagnosis.
Batshit.
Right.
Schizophrenic, batshit crazy.
Oh my god, yeah. There are so many good, like little funny quotes. Hold on. There's a funny one right here. Oh. With a sigh, Mother lowered herself onto a stump. Things like stumps seemed to materialize just for her. Do you ever feel like there's some people who just have that kind of look?
Yes.
Like all of a sudden, like the birds are just like chirping for you, and you know, you put your hand out and a butterfly lands. Like that's not me. I never get that. There's never gonna
No,
be.
I'm not a Disney
I'm gonna fall back
princess.
on my ass. It's not
I'm not a Disney princess.
I'm the one that would be like spinning and shit, and then bird shit gets on your face.
yes,
That's about as close to something bird-like landing on me.
right,
Trip
So
on my
then,
dress. Fall on my face.
exactly.
The idea sounds wonderful, but no.
It's an
it's not me.
actual diagnosis in the DSM-IV. You're so funny. All right, let's see. There's like a million. Oh, this one was super funny. I just wanted to point it out. That her and Freeman, their own special song in the first years of their alliance, was what she calls it, was the 5 signature notes hummed by the mothership in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Talk about romantic.
That
was what
that
got-
made me giggle. I don't know
that's
why.
what got them in the mood. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like he would
Well-
hum it in her fucking mouth, and then they would get down. Like that's.
Well,
so
they're
romantic.
both weird.
Thank
They're
you.
both weird.
Like
But
she,
he is the sound man, right? Like
yes.
he works at Skywalker Ranch, so he goes pew pew. Like that's like he records sounds for shit like that. Like
Yeah.
Right.
And then she, which is like a you have like a younger mindset, I guess I would say, to do that. And she still hasn't grown up the way she talks to her mom and stuff. She made a promise that she wouldn't grow up, and she's not growing up. She's older, but her mentality is
Ooh, you're right.
not where it should be for her age.
No. Mm-mm. She definitely is not growing up. She definitely kept that part of the promise.
Yeah.
Her
Well, yeah,
body-
because as soon as she came back, she allowed herself to sulk for 11 years and
Yeah.
rock back and forth, and every spring gets sucked back into this dark hole waiting for this idiot to come
Mhm.
into her window.
Oh, seasonal affect disorder. That's all it is.
Fuck.
This is sad.
But Bette
Okay.
Midler song,
But
right?
no-
Come to my
But I don't
window.
have that disorder
play that
waiting for
song?
Santa Claus to come down my chimney every December. You know what I mean?
Don't
Like,
you though, bitch? Like
a
you
little
love
different.
Christmas. You love
it's a
Christmas.
little, yeah, but I don't sit there rocking, fucking waiting for him to come with this big old sack of shit. No, and then get all depressed that he never showed up.
That's why he's not showing up.
She looks like some sort of evil fucking girl in like any scary movie that's like
Yeah.
waiting for
Where's
like
the fucking Santa? Yeah, no.
honestly, I thought like your hair was gonna flip over your head and you were gonna come through my screen and shit, like a whole ring situation.
Do it.
That was some hella rocking. Damn, I am never ever gonna get a rocking chair.
Excuse.
What was that?
Come to my window.
Oh, not the Melissa Etheridge.
Yes.
Wow. I love some Melissa.
Me too.
Santa comes in my chimney every year.
Ew.
Wow.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Did she write that song for Peter Pan?
What?
The Come to My Window song.
No, but that sounds like a stalker song. Ew.
No, yeah. I think it's more of a stalker song than a Peter Pan song. I'm like going through the lyrics in my head.
Peter Pan's kind of like a stalker, though.
He fucking is.
He comes to your window.
All right, let's look.
I always thought that song was about her being a hooker, but that is just me. Like,
Well, that too. But the thing is like, come to my window. What is it? Sit by the light of the moon. I'll be home soon. So you're not even there, bitch. And you're telling people to wait at your window for you?
Wait, is that what it is? She's a hooker? Is that what it's about?
I'm going to look it up right now.
it's, come to my window, come on inside and wait by the light.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll be home soon. So you're not even there.
the red light on. I don't know.
Wait by the light of the moon. So don't even turn on the light. Just stay there in the dark.
Right.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Hold on.
I would dial the numbers just to listen to your breath.
It's very
Hello?
Like I'm looking at the lyrics right now, and like you know how like you sing songs we don't really like.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep.
I would stand inside my hell. This is the book. This is what we're reading. She's saying, Peter Pan, come to my window while I wait in hell for you for 11 years. And hold the hand of death. What the heck song is this? We don't sing this.
It's about her having a side relationship with someone at the time.
Oh.
And
Okay.
that was what that song.
So hooker. I'm just kidding.
Not a hooker, no. She was having a
What year did this song come out?
secondary. I don't know.
Lot 90s? Early?
I was going to say like 93, 94.
So
that would be my guess.
So the three of us were like in like third grade then.
It's
Singing
telling
the
her
song.
lover that they can't come through the front door. Clearly, they have to come to the window.
Like Peter Pan.
Lover or client, I don't know.
Okay. Over there. All right, wash your hands.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
I love that song though. Like I'm still gonna fucking belt it out next time.
No, I like it. I'm just like, oh, okay.
I hate that song. Claudia
Really?
used to love that song when she was like, what, 10? And then we used to make fun of her because she had a tomboy face. So we were like, well, yeah, of course you like it because she's a lesbian. And then Erica liked I can do anything for and she was
yes.
she was chunky, right? So we're like,
Meatloaf.
well, duh, his name is Meatloaf, fatty. Like, of course you like it. So that's like the two things, right? Claudia was Melissa Etheridge and Erica was Meatloaf.
Oh, that's funny.
I know, Odin.
Tell him.
Tell him. Meatloaf.
Hey,
Wow.
if somebody falls, they fall. It's on their own. It's their choice.
You climbed in it, you going out the same way.
It's from 1993.
Although Houston once was like exiting my window one evening, and my mom opened up the door, and like his hands were on the window, and his head was right there saying bye. And my mom opened my door, and it was like the most funny, awkward moment because he's like bye, and then like had to fall because my window was up high. Yeah.
Wow.
He entered
So,
the
I'm
door,
sorry.
though.
I'm catching up here. Have you been with your husband since y'all were kids? Like
Yes.
teenagers?
Yes, we went to
Yes.
prom together.
Any of the other three of you been
Hell
with
no.
your not long? No. No. I'm just wondering. Because in the book, she's talking about Peter as her first love. And it did occur to me. I'm like, well, I know a few people who have always had the same partner, but most people, I think, have an experience of having that early love and losing it and being devastated by it. And, and knowing that feeling. And so I was just
Well, we've
curious.
had devastating moments, I'd say.
Yeah. I'm like, I've been with the same man for 15 years. So, you will have those for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think it also was meant to, I think she wrote it also because that was before she came out. And it was her lover that she was trying to help.
Oh,
And
the
she
other.
came out later in the year after that song.
Okay, that's making sense.
Yeah.
Melissa, get yours, bitch.
Yep.
Like, you don't need to hide it.
Okay, speaking of Melissa Etheridge, because I don't know why she reminds me of this other artist, but I cannot. We're done talking about the book, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
you can
yes.
go.
Get off the psychedelic trip for a minute. Okay. I cannot stand not a single one of her songs at all.
I
I
feel like
don't know how she was famous. I'm going to give you the name right now.
Okay.
I don't know how she was popular, how she was famous, how anybody would even want to go see her live because it gets under my skin.
Don't say her
Try
name
to
yet.
guess.
Hold
Yes.
on, don't say her name yet, but I feel like I'm about to get offended.
Me too.
Okay, wait, I have a question. Like, what era are we talking? Like Melissa Etheridge era artist or like newer artist?
Is she an actress as well?
No.
Stevie Nicks. I'm thinking
Oh my
Stevie
God,
Nicks.
no. I love me some Stevie.
I know.
So
that's
she's not
why
an
I said it.
actress.
That's why I said it.
And like, when was she hot? When was she popular?
She played 90s.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just
It's
saying.
like Sarah McLachlan, like the dog lady.
No, but you're kind of close.
I love Sarah.
What's her name? What was that one song?
Nia Twain, Desiree said.
What's that one song where like there was a music video in the 90s where it looked like she was coming out of a cocoon? That
What?
one?
Natalie Imbruglia or whatever.
No. Which I just found out that
Paula
Torn.
Cole.
I just found out Torn was a cover song.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was a good hit for her too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh my God,
who's that
Celine
song?
Dion's in this bed. I'm like, oh my
No.
God.
I can dig.
Was
I
it
can dig some Celine.
Not Leanne Ryan. There's somebody that came out of a cocoon kind of thing in a music video in the 90s.
Hold on. Celine Dion is going to be in a movie coming up, and she actually refers to her own songs. And someone
really?
says, I don't believe you're actually her. So she like belts out a line from her own music. I can't wait. I got to figure out what that movie is.
Well, you know
Sorry.
she's very sick, right?
Celine
Yes.
Dion?
And she
Yeah.
can't sing anymore. Yeah, it's very sad.
Oh, she can't sing anymore. Really?
Not right now. No.
Not Faith Hill.
Oh, is it?
No. Okay, can I tell you guys now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sheryl
please.
Crow.
Oh.
Cheryl Crow. I fucking hate that broad. I can't. I mean, you have artists where you're like, I really don't like them, but maybe you can get down with one song. I cannot stand a single one of her songs.
Her voice just.
God
Great.
damn it. And her songs are just fucking stupid. All I want to do, shut up. Just shut the
She's
fuck
supposed
up.
to have fun, Anna.
I don't care. Have fun somewhere else. I don't want to hear it. I cannot
Oh
stand
my
her.
God. I forgot about her too.
Yeah, her and her stupid ass guitar. Just go.
Look at her stupid ass.
What was the one she did with She
Idiot.
did one with Kid Rock.
And then, of
Did
course, she was
she?
dating Lance
about that
Armstrong.
song.
Fucking cheater.
That's
No thanks.
right. I remember
Yeah.
that. Oh, that's like
What was this song that she did with him? I can't remember. Now it's in my head.
The picture song. I don't want to sing. But
Girl, you gotta
I'm
sing
gonna-
this one.
I'm gonna try for you, okay? It was the I put your picture away.
Oh,
Sat down and cried. Wasn't that her?
Yes!
hate that fucking
Yeah.
song too.
Oh my God. Hold on. What is that song? Hold on. Now I gotta know what the name of it is. That was good though. That was good.
I was like,
You know when you
oh,
like
Lord.
have the song in your head, but it
Away.
won't come to, like it won't come out.
Mhm.
That was good. Go girl. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure it out. Anyway, I couldn't stand Kid Rock. I can tell you that.
I did used to put his like first CD on in the mornings before I went to school because the ball with the ball and bang,
Oh.
bang. That would just
Wake you up,
jack
yeah.
me right up before school started.
Just like get you in the mood for school.
Go.
I'm ready. We're ready.
Right.
You be screaming on the way to school. My name is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just wake myself up. That was before I discovered caffeine. Okay, guys. So.
Oh my god. Oh, I loved all my like pump you up like morning shit when I was a teenager. So good. I miss all that. Getting like pumped up for school, listening to your music on the way. Love it.
Yep.
Oh, look at what you know about corn, huh, Tasha?
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, corn was on that same. Yeah.
Well, I went to I went to the summer sanitarium where it was Korn and Kid Rock that played there, and a bunch of people.
Anna, who else did we get to see?
Stained.
Okay, so it was her birthday, and we went to, what was it, the Anaheim
Pond.
Was it the pond? Okay. Yeah. She took me with her to go see Korn, and it was the Sick and Twisted tour. And they were touring with Stained, and was it Static X? No, Orgy? Who was it? This bitch.
I went and saw Korn and Linkin Park and Snoop Dogg did
Perfect.
it. Yeah. I was just like, this is everything I want.
That's it. Yeah, that's all you need.
Right
Right
Prodigy.
Oh, I did
Still
like
living
Prodigy.
in 04.
Prodigy. Oh, they were
Like Prodigy.
All right, so this was the lineup when I saw it was System of a Down, Power Man 5000, Korn, Kid Rock, and then Metallica closed.
Wow.
Okay, so I saw System of a Down at Ozfest, and it was one of their last live performances before they went on hiatus.
Crazy.
And I saw them with Disturbed, which was amazing live, and Avenged Sevenfold, which basically got kicked off the stage because everyone they were like
that's
total wussies compared to everybody else in the lineup.
That's not the same genre, I feel.
Right.
It's weird that they put them in the same.
Oh my God, we had such a good time. That
Okay,
was
but
System of a Down was amazing live.
Who did we see with Korn? You were looking away.
Oh, with Korn it was Stained. We met Papa Roach in the parking lot giving out their demo CDs.
Oh yeah.
And then it was it Limp Bizkit that came out as like a guest?
Wow. Probably sounds about.
It was like
No, Orgy. It was Orgy.
Orgy. Thank you. It was Orgy.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my God, that was so fun. We were up in the nosebleeds and everybody was getting high. So she and I were just sitting there like this.
Everything was like coming up to you guys.
Yeah, you just like smelling everywhere around you. And,
oh my God.
And her mom
Snoop
was like,
just had a guy on stage like rolling blunts, and he would hit him, and Snoop would hit him, they just throw him in the audience and then just roll another one, and it was just a great layout.
I've been trying to catch with like fucking toothpicks and shit.
Go over there right now.
Damn, that'd have been fun. Limp, Papa Roach, Korn. Oh, the memories, right?
Right.
Right.
And then I went to a Slipknot concert, and this was maybe like 2004-ish, and we would always be right behind where the mosh pit was, right? So just close enough to kind of be all up in the mix, but not to die. So I was always that kind of line right behind the pit where if people would fall out, I could push them back in, but I'm not getting dunked up.
You have airspace, you can breathe.
Right. So I'm standing there and I have, my beer in hand and we're watching and stuff. And then all of a sudden the lights go out and it's like a couple of minutes and then lights come back on and I'm totally oblivious and I'm just looking, but I don't see the guys on stage. And then I see just faces turn and look at me. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going down? And I look next to me and it's the lead singer right next to me on the floor singing. When I tell you I almost shit my pants. I was like, no fucking way. That was pretty cool.
Being in someone's armpit. Yeah, poor Dominique was always armpit height.
Oh my God. Okay, so that same concert, Coheed and Cambria opened up for them. And I love Coheed and Cambria.
forgot
She
about that.
was
Babe.
obsessed.
That's
Oh,
right.
I love them. So me and my friend were up right in front of the stage because no one got like crazy for Coheed, right? Like it was like whatever, it was chill, and they weren't the main.
No.
They weren't the
They're
headliner.
the opening.
So we're there in the front and we're watching them and we're having a good time. And then they end and they're getting ready for Slipknot to start. So we're like, well, we're already right here. I mean, we were right at stage. Like, might as well just stay here. How
Or by
bad
the
did it get?
barricade thing.
No, it got bad. Because when Slipknot started,
This
I
is
mean,
like
we thought we were tight. Fuck no. And to get out,
Yeah.
like my shirt was down. She lost a shoe, like, and all kinds of shit. Like, just to get out, I was like, dude, fuck that. Like, saw my whole, did she say dishwalla?
she did.
Believe.
I am done. But yeah, that was a scary moment. So after that, I was like, I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay, Dishwalla was fucking fun live. Just saying. We saw him at the Warner Grand.
Oh, really?
Oh my
And
God.
then
I
we
think
went
I liked
and
like a couple songs from Dishwalla, but they were a little bit more like on the
Came.
Oasis kind of.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in like that side of the 90s music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Savage
Yes.
Garden.
Oh,
I wanna stand with you on a mountain. Yeah.
You what?
I wanna.
That's the song you tweet. That's the song. Not Sweet Like a
Peter Pan.
That's the
I
song.
wanna lay
Sweet Like a
right
Chicken Cola. That's the song. You don't sing that song. Wrong song, bitch. She takes like their lamest song and sings that one, not like
Savage Garden.
that's the song
Yeah,
that everybody
bitch.
would.
You don't
that-
remember the song that comes before that one in the album? It's Ooh, I Want You, and then it's Sweet Like a Chicken Cherry Cola. Bitch.
but that's the one that
I'm
people
done.
would
Everybody knows that one.
recognize.
Right.
Which one?
Yes.
Fuck that. I'm playing it. We're gonna get hit. For a second.
Well,
That
well,
one,
we just
but
gotta
it's
keep
just
talking while you
chicken
play it, then we
cola.
should be fine. So I'll just
They
keep
all
do
sucked
it.
anyway.
I'ma
like,
do it.
everybody has to
How
say
anybody
something
does
so that
not
the
remember-
words that we
hold on,
talk, she can
please.
play it, we can hear
Okay,
it, and we won't
There was a band
Wait.
that I loved called Show
Yep.
Off.
show off.
And Show Off sounded like Green Day. And they had an album that came out. You know, it was back when like the Y107 K Rock, right?
We gotta keep talking.
Yep, I remember
Oh,
it.
yeah,
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 I
that
remember
one.
that. Yeah. Yep, I do.
But yeah, and Show Off had one big song that was real popular on Y107, and then they dropped off. But I still have the album. They were fuck you and your album. I ain't got it.
We can make
But
one
yeah.
for you. We'll burn you a CD.
Right? And I hope she doesn't have a CD player. Keep talking
Okay.
shit over there.
Look, so Anna borrowed Desiree's MJ History album way back in the day. and
I don't
then
think borrowed. I think someone left it
Good
in my
night,
car.
Jessica.
It's probably with the Cressida. If you
Hi,
can find
babe.
the Cressida, you'll find the album.
Find the Cressida.
And you can tell your friend to fucking carnuba the fucking dent out of my hood that she left too.
Savage Garden was middle school. Yes, bitch, you're right. Because we're the same.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Tell her to
Yeah,
buff
has
that
to
shit
be.
out.
My
My
car
car
has
has
a CD player.
Yeah, my
but
car has a CD player too.
We're
You
not
could,
using
we
it.
could pop the CDs and does the PlayStation still play music if you put it
Yeah.
music in there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get her the 8-track.
My dad still has an 8-track stereo in his
I have it.
flat.
I don't know where it went. I think I finally got rid of it. She said hers. Yeah, everybody's got a CD player in their car, but like nobody uses it.
I do.
Oh, but we were just finding, like, we found the big album, you know, like the big zipper album,
The bit.
all of them. So CJ and I just found like our combined one. We met in 2004, started dating then. So we've got like a long fucking history, but our album, like, it is huge, and it's like the big
Those
one.
thick ones.
We like to like get one page, you know, just to get to the middle. Oh my god! And we're going through, and we're like, oh fuck, that album was so good. And then the whole section of burned fucking CDs.
Yes. Off of LimeWire.
LimeWire.
Used to go on LimeWire.
It'll be done in 2 hours, guys.
Right?
Yes.
Or you see it's about to end and then it stops. It's like,
Oh my god!
I still have my cassettes that I recorded off the radio somewhere, and I would try to time it so perfect. I thought I was like
right? Like,
legit. Right. But then, and then you start thinking that that's how the song goes after a while, because you hear it like from your cassette and you're like,
Mhm.
what happened to oh no, that's a commercial.
but back to the folders. Somebody made a video. Like, they talk about like how you shouldn't be texting and driving all this. And they go to like
But
how
here
we
we
were
were
driving
doing
before,
all
like let's
kinds
look
of
for a
stuff.
CD, and you're like
Yeah.
going through, you're
Well, see,
driving and
you were big
flipping
shit
through.
when you had the CD changer, because
Like
then you're like
6
loading up 10 at a time, and you could just be like going through. You thought you were the shit.
I just like pop it and pop, pop, pop.
With the
Some
CD
boy
changer.
installed one of those in my car for me, and every time I hit a bump, the CDs would skip. Like, it's a terrible thing. I was like, I hate this.
Yep.
I absolutely hate
Oh yeah,
my
Rebecca.
God. Oh,
Ooh,
I have that
we
CD
talk.
somewhere still. Oh God.
I had some songs that I had saved that would end with somebody starting to talk. And I'm like,
Right.
Dude, speaking of like 90s music, CJ years ago made like a playlist, because you can add playlists to Apple Music.
yeah.
So he added one that anybody can download. It's called the best 90s mix ever. It fucking truly is. Like, there's all kinds of shit in this. It's like on and on. Like, it just goes on and on. I just hit that bitch on shuffle while we were painting the house the other day. Painted so much better because of it.
Well, on Spotify, they have a bunch of playlists like that. Like they have a 90s alternative playlist, like best alternative 90s. But you got to put, so that list that, who put that up there? Vanessa had right here with live and collective soul. You got to put garbage in there. Garbage was the shit.
Oh, that's in there. I guarantee there is not a 90s band that you can think of that would not be in that fucking list.
Oh my God.
How
And
big is it?
It's long.
for me, Jewel reminds me of Vegas.
Jewel,
Because I
that's what I
remember-
was thinking about. She did the Cocoon video, right?
I don't know about her coming out of a fucking cocoon,
I'm
but
gonna look for it right
all
now.
I know is we had a trip to Vegas, and it was when I met my little boyfriend out there who was giving the twins free log rides. And coming back from that trip, I was singing Jewel in the back seat, and so I always associate it with.
Desiree can't get over log rides.
What does free log
Look at her
rights
face.
mean?
Look at her face.
What does that mean?
So
Do you
at
remember
Buffalo Bills, they had the log ride.
Yeah.
And he worked it. So because he liked me, and then we started talking, we were hanging out my whole trip there. He would give the twins free rides. So they were like,
On
hell
his
yeah, I
log.
want to keep talking to him because they were getting to ride it for free. That was my first. That was my first kiss.
That's cute.
Ooh.
Yep, I was 14.
the log ride.
The log
Carney
ride.
operator. No.
He
Log
was.
ride operator.
He was
Log ride
like
operator.
Samoan. No, he was Samoan.
Oh.
Samoan Hawaiian. Yeah,
Okay.
but like a
I
small
wasn't
Samoan.
saying that log ride operator.
I was like,
is actual ethnicity, but okay.
I'm sorry, did you kiss Jason Momoa and not know it? And now we're here. What's happening?
Maybe.
Well, if he ever says that he worked at fucking Buffalo Bills on the log ride, yeah.
You're claiming it.
At that age, he already had his scar. You would fucking know. You would have fucking
Oh
known.
my God. And then it was funny because the next year we went again and he wasn't there, but my mom still laughs to this day because there was like a Russian, they were like a Russian, what were they? Like maybe a
Acrobat group?
gymnastics team or something, but it was men, right? It was like a Russian sports team, whatever. They were there at the hotel for something. And we were
Okay.
down at the pool and they would flip us in the water. And I was like 15 at the time, right? And I had my little bikini top on and my little Roxy board shorts and stuff, but we were teaching them how to say dirty words in Croatian because it was close to Russian. So my mom was dying, like, Anna, stop. And the twins were like pissing their pants. And they were like totally like mimicking us and stuff. And they'd be flipping us in the water. We used to have so much fun. Our yearly Vegas trips. Mm-hmm.
I was just telling CJ about growing up with you and how your family would say all these Croatian phrases, and I had to actually learn what they all meant because you guys would use them pretty like aggressively at each other. And then I'd be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah.
Talking about, and then they would throw one in at me, and I'd be like, bitches, you don't get to include me when you know I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, well, she just said your ass smells, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they would just go, and some of the shit that they say, first of all, we cannot repeat these things
No.
on this live.
No.
But in person, we might be able to tell you. But oh my God, I'd be like, I was telling CJ about it today. He was like, shut the fuck up.
No, yeah.
Where did they get that stuff from anyway? And I was like, I don't know, probably Nana.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, she did not say that kind of stuff. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah. Nana would come out of church and be calling people a corbatina. She'd be like, look at this goddamn cortapatina, and she don't drive and this and that, and talking shit like right as we're coming out of church. A cortapatina is a hooker.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, we just fucking left church. Like, can you keep the purity for at least a day? Can we? Shit, talk about like blessed and starting over. Like,
Oh my God. Blessed and start over the week.
yeah, she's like, all right, I'm washed clean. Let's do it again.
Yep.
Do it again.
Gotta have something to tell the priest.
No, believe me, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Oh my God.
Okay, it's 8:00. Good night.
What are we reading this week?
5
through 8.
5 through 8.
Yeah. So.
Good luck.
Everybody take a sobriety test before you start, and then one when you're done, and let's see the difference.
What your alcohol level is.
Yeah. See if you can still pass the same psych test.
Oh my gosh, she
And,
wasted my time.
We're going on a ride this
Vanessa,
month. We're going on a ride.
I'm gonna go use my poopery. Surprisingly, I don't have to shit right now, but I'm sure if I put my mind to it,
That's healthy. That's good.
I'll just go
Gotta
drink
stay
a
regular.
probiotic soda.
Yeah.
A little jealous.
I'll take a deuce for you. That's going to be on my next Valentine's Day card. I will drop a deuce for you.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. I wish. Never.
Hey, I'm telling you, go get a Starbucks and go to TJ Maxx.
Yeah,
It'll be coming out all right.
I hear you.
I can't hear it, but I'm wheezing. Done.
She's all, CJ, I'm constipated. I'm going to Ross. Okay.
He said once you hit that red button, as soon as you hit it, you're like, oh, you're right. I gotta go out of here.
Right? Yeah.
Wait,
My ass was like, what?
Good night, bitches. See you
Good
next
night.
week.
Good night.